Grace and peace to you, and happy Wednesday. I've been thinking a lot about worship, and I've really been thinking a lot about prayer, and how did the two go hand in hand? I believe the answer to that question lies in understanding prayer and understanding worship. These last couple of weeks, I've been spending more time in prayer, and that's just been a hunger that God has placed inside of me. And I feel him whispering to me saying, come spend time, come sit in your chair and let me wash over you. And it's been really cool because in my whole 44 years, I've been looking at prayer as a real one-way conversation. It's a place for me to sit down and say, God, you're good. Here's what I need. Peace. Prayer is so much more than that. It's about opening our ears and listening to him and trying to discern what his voice is. And that's been a really cool discovery. And that's been really what's happened over the last couple of weeks. I'm reading a book about prayer also. It's called How to Pray. And I'm actually in a chapter now that's called How to Worship. And it's because we're talking about adoration. And that is the first line of the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. That right there is worship. I was listening to a podcast today, and it was Dallas Willard who is defining what worship really is. He says, worship is not a song. We're calling it that. This is the worship ministry, and it's about the worship that happens on the stage, the music. That's a part of worship. A lot of people worship through music. People are so different. God's created us all different that some of us don't connect to music like we do. So they might worship in a different way. But really, worship is about what happens up here. What do we set our mind to? I was in Zimbabwe in 2013 with Pastor Jerry, and we sat around the table of Cornelius Moyo and his family. They fed us a traditional Zimbabwean meal with sadza, which is like a mealy meal, a corn-type gooey formula. Not really gooey, but it looks like mashed potatoes, okay? But it's made out of this mealy meal corn. There were no utensils, and there was no napkin. And as ignorant as I was about life in Africa, I asked the host, is there a napkin? And they got up and found me something. They don't normally use napkins. They just lick their fingers when they're done. Why wouldn't they? There's good food on those fingers because they use their hands. They grab a handful of sadza, grab some meat with it, and just go to town. Well, Cornelius, before we dug in, wanted to pray for the food. Now, when this man prays for the food, he goes on and on. Why is this? Because this is his heart. He loves God. He knows that prayer is more than just this perfunctory few sentences we say before we eat. He wanted to really commune with his God. But you know what he started doing? He started singing. And he sang this song, and it goes like this. Ascribe greatness
to our God, the Lord. His work is perfect, and all his ways are just. He is a God of faithfulness and without.
Anyways, I don't remember what all he said, but it was such a beautiful expression. And to him, though he was singing, he was in prayer. That was his posture. And Dallas Willard says that is what worship is. It's ascribing greatness to God. Ascribing greatness to God is. It's ascribing greatness to God. Ascribing greatness to God. So friends, how are you describing greatness to God today? Are you finding that you're thinking about him more and more? If not, what's holding you back? So guys, I want to pray for you. I talk about this often, and most of the time I think all 60 of you have a perfect life, and it makes me jealous because I never get prayer requests from you guys. So how can I pray for you? Please share that with me, and I will lift you up to our Father in heaven. And in that time, I'm going to tell him how good he is, and that will be my worship. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful week. See you later. Bye.